Hello fans, Real Show Gang, TARDIS here, and welcome back to another Doctor Who Series 13 leak video. Now, we've got a few leaks to go through in the world of Doctor Who today, so strap yourselves in, it's going to be a long one. But before we get into it, if you could just do me a teeny tiny little favour and click that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10k by the end of the year, and we're not going to get there by you not subscribing, are we? We're on our way to 5k, and I'd really appreciate it if we could get there by the end of this month. It would just be really nice, you know? It's a nice number, 5. But with that said, let's get into the first leak. Now, this one's a slightly older one. It's called Series 13 Casting Rumours and More. Series 13 is only just beginning to film, but we are already getting leaks coming in. Firstly, the important one, it looks like Bradley Walsh is still part of the show. Now, I find this interesting because even though, yes, he has left, and yes, we know with hindsight that John Bishop is taking over, I'm not going to entirely rule out the possibility that Bradley Walsh could show up in Series 13. Because, do you remember that Comic-Con interview where he's asked about the next year for Doctor Who and he looks really nervous?
And finally, Chris Chibnall told Doctor Who magazine in May that you plan to go back into production before the end of the year. So is this true? Any way that you plan to be back into the TARDIS and filming
Well,
in the next couple of weeks?
We're certainly in prep. So what we're all hoping for is for us to be filming before the close of 2020.
Listen, this is going to be an unbelievable series, an unbelievable year of Titanic proportions.
Ooh.
And like he doesn't really know what to say. Now you could take that as him being like, oh, I'm not in the next one, so how do I respond to this? But I get the feeling that he is somehow involved in Series 13, even if it's only like, say Jodie regenerates this series, which is a realistic possibility. If he shows up in like the regeneration scene, or we get like a Wilf scenario where they go back to Sheffield for an episode and maybe he's there and he gets to meet John Bishop, a la Martha Jones in Series 4, something like that. I think there's a possibility that either Bradley or Tosin could show up in Series 13, or both. Yaz has always been rumoured to stay, which is true, but Tosin and Bradley were rumoured to leaving together, which is also true. So perhaps we will have the same team again. Not quite, because obviously this was before the character of John Bishop was announced. This also tells us that Jamie Stone is returning to direct for the series. We also have another actor cast as Mary C. Cole, giving us another intriguing Chibnall historical. Big Finish lovers will note that the 12th Doctor has already met her, so write your angry letters if you are that way inclined. I don't really know what Mary C. Cole did. Let me have a quick look. Aha, okay, so Mary C. Cole was involved in the Crimean War, which obviously we know to be a part of Series 13 due to the filming images, so yeah, I could totally believe that Mary C. Cole's going to be an episode. I'd almost put money on that given what we already know. I read somewhere on here that Mallory Blackman has hinted that she has penned another script for the series, so I wonder if this is hers, or perhaps she is writing a different one. I doubt she'll do the Crimean War one because I think that might tie into the Sontaran one. I'm not 100% on that, but judging by some of the other leaks, the historical place of the Crimean War seems to tie into the Sontarans wanting to learn battle tactics. So I can't imagine Mallory Blackman being chose unless it's a Rosa situation where it's kind of a co-writing job between Chibnall and Mallory Blackman. In slightly different leaky news, we've had some B&M Doctor Who set leaks, as in toy set, figure set leaks. Now, I'm getting these images from Ben from Twitter, so he knows who he is, so thank you, Ben from Twitter. Next log of figs for B&M, 26th of the 7th, 2021, and Robot, 13th of the 12th, 2021. Looking to add some stock in and found this on a computer. Don't know if anyone's got pics of them, but new Doctor Who stuff coming soon. So you can sort of see here Doctor Who plus Giant Robot, which is in reference to Tom Baker's first story, Robot. Doctor Who Power plus Day, I'm guessing that's in reference to both Power of the Daleks and Day of the Daleks respectively, maybe one of those History of the Daleks sets. Doctor Who Sensorites and Doctor Who Marinus, obviously Sensorites being the first Doctor villain and Marinus as well. Little side tangent, I don't know why they don't make more use of the things that are in the show at the minute. Like, Revolution of the Daleks seemed tailor-made for action figures, because you've got two factions of Daleks, returning character in the form of Captain Jack. It just seemed like one of those episodes that was made to be made into a bunch of action figures, and they just don't, and it's really, really odd to me. But it's cool that we might be getting some more stuff. I could see these sets happening. They seem realistic. They're not saying like, oh yeah, we're going to get everything from Series 12. And actually, I asked about figures on Twitter recently, and someone said, I'll see if I can find the reply, that we're not meant to be getting anything Series 12 related this year, which I do find really strange. We've got a new Cyberman design. I mean, we haven't even got a Nightmare in Silver Cyberman yet. I just don't know what's going on over at Character. Maybe, like, Doctor Who needs to get someone to deal with the toy license, because character options, they're just not up to scratch, in my opinion. I mean, their 13th Doctor TARDIS was literally just a classic TARDIS with, like, nothing changed. They do seem to be putting less effort in, but getting into some more positive news, Lost Doctor Who episodes starring William Hartnell regenerated as cartoons. Exclusive classic Lost Doctor Who episodes featuring the First Doctor, played by William Hartnell, are to be brought back through animation. This is from The Mirror. Lost Doctor Who episodes starring the first Time Lord, William Hartnell, are being regenerated in cartoon form. Galaxy 4 was a 4-part story that opened the BBC Sci-Fi show's 3rd series in 1965. Only one episode of the quartet still exists, having been found in a private collection in 2011. But all are being remade in full colour by a team of animators. Full script survived thanks to a fan recording of the original audio at the time of broadcast. Hartnell, who died in 1975, plays the Doctor, and his travelling companions are Stephen and Vicky, played by future Blue Peter star Peter Purvis, aged 26, and actress Maureen O'Brien, aged 22. They encounter the beautiful female Dravins, who turn out to be evil, and the monstrous-looking Rills, who are friendly. The story also features the Chumbleys, which failed to become as popular as the Daleks. How dare you, the Chumbly supremacy, I say. Purvis, now 82, has spoken of his dislike for Galaxy 4, written for previous companions Ian William Russell and Barbara Jacqueline Hill. He believes his character Stephen was feminized because most of Barbara's lines were transferred to him. Purvis left after 1 year despite being one of the few people to get on with Hartnell. He has said, "I was unhappy to leave, but the policy had changed and they decided that they were not going to keep companions on board for longer than a year." You're taking note, Yaz, you're not meant to stay for longer than a year. Bill I got on with like a dream. I loved Jackie, she was splendid, I loved Maureen O'Brien. The BBC wiped more than 130 episodes in the 60s and 70s, after deciding colour TV meant there was no longer any interest in black and white recordings. Recoveries have been made over the years, with 97 episodes now missing from the first 253. So there you go, we're getting Galaxy 4 animation, which, I mean, kind of makes sense to do. There's not many costumes, and it's nice to see another Hartnell because we've getting a lot of Troughtons recently. I'm not a big fan of the animations, but I'm glad they exist because they give people an opportunity to watch these stories that they might not have otherwise been able to without reconstructions, and reconstructions are even worse in my opinion. I find them so hard to watch. Getting into the final bit of the news of the day though, we've had some exclusive images of Doctor Who Time Fracture, the new London-based event, which I believe ties into Time Lord Victorious. It's like an experience type thing, which I think is really cool. I'm glad they're doing more stuff like this. I'm still mourning the loss of the Doctor Who experience in Cardiff. But we can see here there's some really cool images. The first one featuring this kind of futuristic crystal maze type zone with the first Doctor on the screen, which I assume is like the main hub area, given it's got like the Time Fracture logos on it and stuff. Followed by this sort of Torchwood-esque looking location, and you can even see, as I like to call it, the wall of Russell T Davies references with Torchwood and Bad Wolf. Plasters on the walls there. Yeah, this seems like a very Torchwoody type location. Bad Wolf parting in the way, it's kind of vibes with like the cell. Here we have the room of 11th Doctor references, because that's the most references I can see, because you've got the chair from the 2010 console, the junk TARDIS in the corner, and the sarcophagus, which I believe is from Pyramids of Mars, but I could be wrong on that. And then we have the side of the main Operation Time Fracture room with like the computer panels, which are very Star Trek-esque. But that wraps up all the Doctor Who leaks for today. If you did enjoy, be sure to give it a like, comment down below your thoughts on anything we discussed, and subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.